Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of, and I'm gonna say it again, and you're gonna guess it, and I'm gonna be complained about because I already know I have too many series going on, but it's really hard in the YouTube demographic trying to get out there. And before any new person gets in here and says you should focus on one niche, I will say this: I know you should. It's just hard. So, still on my old PC setup, so I can't record new FTL or, for that matter, any other game. So because everything's being wiped from this PC. So before you leave, new people who only listen for the first minute, I will be reading Reddit, and you should stay because Reddit is interesting. And if you like Let's Not Meet Again, then you'll like this. Okay, here we go. Or not here we go. Well, the first story will be about somebody getting stalked. It is by trying to read the person. Rep143. Yeah, u/rep143. This is about getting stuck in the woods, and at the time of this, it has 1.4K. So here we go, my people. I posted this in Missing 411, and in my planning of my upcoming camping trips felt the urge to post it here, mostly copy and paste with an update on one or of the families. This may be a ramble of thoughts, but after recently stumbling on this sub, I finally felt a place I could offer something that my family and I experienced a few years ago. That to this day gives me a shiver. I have been camping, solo backpacking, and hunting my whole life in Oregon and felt comfortable in the woods and have a deep respect for nature. A few years ago, my wife, daughter, and 2 German Shepherds went camping north of Jefferson, Oregon. I have included the coordinates of our campsite, which we found to be the perfect setup for us and our 2 dogs, and need privacy who need the privacy since they are intimidating to other dogs' owners and could be loud when spooked. It was not an established campsite, just a nice horseshoe off USFS road, and that had flat ground, full trees, and a fire pit. The first night, my daughter wanted to sleep by herself in a 2-man tent right next to ours. It was maybe 2 feet away from me and my wife's tent. We made the male German Shepherd sleep, Guts is his name, with her in the tent. That whole first night, neither my wife and I could sleep. We both heard footsteps, and they were heavy, not like typical forest critters scampering around the night. I was well armed because I was paranoid from reading recently before departing about a dad in California who was shot and killed in a tent next to his 2 infant daughters. Needless to say, both my wife and I had 2 pistols and my rifle with me. The dogs are a great detection, and that is why I felt my daughter could sleep alone, because Guts is completely fearless and nothing will lay a hand on her without a battle to the death. All in all, nothing but bad vibes and loud footsteps occurred that night, which I ultimately decided was a deer, or maybe an elk. Day 2, the morning. We go for a walk down the road, and maybe 300 feet away, see the circle around the photo. I see an abandoned road where the rusted gate post. The gate was missing, was covered in vegetation. Something of blue color caught my eye, and Guts immediately takes off, running down the abandoned road. My heart begins to race, because I think it's another family camping like us, and he's going to get himself shot or scare some innocent people to death. So I chase after him as fast as I ran. And the result follows. He stops after 20 feet into the road, and me yelling his name. But I have covered just enough distance to see that there's nobody there, and something is off about the sight. I yell, "Hello, is anyone there? Sorry about the dog." I got no response. My curiosity gets the best of me, and I have to see what the site conditions were. As I get closer, I know something is wrong. It had all the necessities for a campsite, including a cooler, propane burner, tent, blankets, folding table. But every single item had been completely destroyed, smashed, and torn from what appeared to be claw marks. We all walked around in circles, perplexed why anybody would have all their camping gear behind, including an expensive REI tent. I figured, well, someone left in a hurry and animals got the rest. As the only logical explanation, still propane tank and a cooler were flattened by something, and it certainly wasn't a snowpack with a tree covered in the spot. As the afternoon rolls in, me and my daughter are playing Becca-ball. What is Becca-ball? At the campsite, and my wife goes walking maybe 70 feet north to do her business. I do not have direct line of sight at her, but all of a sudden I see Guts make a mad dash straight towards her. Normally, he would always be with me unless he was called over, and she didn't call for him. His speed and focus caught my attention. I knew something was happening, so I ran over to where my wife starts jogging at me and immediately draw my pistol. Guts has completely continued running into the forest. After another 100 feet before I call him, he stopped. My other dog, Leash, who never misses the opportunity to be a pack leader, is not taking point. I've had her for now 7 years, and this was the first time in her life she refused to leave my daughter's side. She was full hair raised, attached to us at the hip. Again, anytime we hike or play, Leash is up front, bossing everything in her path, and pauses to look to see where we are and what we are to do. I asked my wife what happened, and she said, I was trying to pee, and all of a sudden I felt all my hairs rise. I knew someone was watching me, and then I saw Guts running towards me, and I just got up to move towards you. We spent 10 minutes looking for signs of anything, and we saw no trails, broken branches, or nothing to the point of where something went. We decided that we are spending one more night, since it's too late to pack up and drive, but we will be in a big tent together. Before we go to bed, I put rope with a makeshift coin alarm around the perimeter of our campsite. I used a mint can and some coins and keys from our truck and zip tied it to anything hitting the rope. Gave a little jingle. Very unsophisticated, but it put my wife at ease. As I go to tie my last corner off at the tree near the tent, or third, at a tree near the tent or third mystery item unravels itself. It looked like someone has done the same exact thing I have done with a rope that was so old and brown I didn't see it at first. It was broken and only a few pieces remained, but sure enough, it was tied roughly the same height, 8 to 10 inches off the ground, and even had a few rusted washers on it. Immediately I felt someone has stayed here before and put some makeshift warning system on the same tree. Maybe 10 to 15 years ago, based on the condition of the rope. Perhaps my paranoia has now reached the new height, but I had to make sure the girls felt we are safe, and at the time, the only thing I could think of was when the evening came around, I made them sit in the truck and I fired a clip of my .45 into the dirt as a signal to whatever was out there that we are armed. I reassured the girls that anybody listening to that now knows we have 2 wolves and are armed, and we are too risky of a target, so we can sleep safely. That night we heard no footsteps, and the dogs never perked up and barked. We left early the next morning. Fast forward to today, and I watched the Amazon Missing 411 Hunted documentary, and I noticed the cluster smack dab close to where we camped that weekend, and the flood of dread rushes me as I think of the mysterious abandoned campsite with the ripped tent and smashed cooler and cooktop. We have been camping since and have enjoyed the beauty of New York? NW. but there was something there at that place that possibly took or harmed someone else, less than 300 feet away from where we camped, and we all think our lucky stars Guts was doing his thing so well that afternoon. Now, they also offer a location on the map. And here's an update from the original post. Guts is no longer with us. He has journeyed into the next phase, and there isn't a day that goes by that I don't think about him and how he saved us. He was a warrior, and his now brother, Genormi, has his spirit. So, that was our / Let's Not Meet Again. Obviously, I'm going to read another story. But he does go on to state that he eventually reached out to the police and told them about the site. He doesn't know what happened, but he knows it's regulatory high up, so access is limited until the snow melts. Now, that was one story. Let's go on to another one. Again, he is U/REP143. On to the next. Creepy Craig. This is from Immediate Aid 6447. Creepy Craig. Oh wait. No, it's not. It's from Girl in Pain. My bad. That literally means I read the other guy's wrong. Oh, well, we all make mistakes. He should be top of the Let's Not Meet Again, so if you see this tomorrow, yeah. So, Creepy Craigslist can counter for a kitten. Help me find out what their intention was. Okay, well, I didn't give my opinion a lot last one. I thought it was... I understand the reasoning why he couldn't leave the second night, but I still would have tried to leave or actually left my camping equipment like the other people, who I hope are safe and sound. But now, this one. I can already read the title and I already can tell I would not fall for that. Creepy Craigslist encounter for a kitten, help me. Either he means Discord kitten, or he means an actual cat. Either way, I'm not messing with them. Okay, looks like they mean an actual cat. Here we go. So, my fiancé and I have been on the lookout for a kitten to accompany our 3-month-old kitten. We have already searched and searched until one day he said to me, let's look on Craigslist. So I did. We found the perfect one, but the only problem was it was 2 hours and 30 minutes away from our home. Inquired about it around 10:30 p.m. I know it was late, but almost immediately I got a response. She sounded very nice over text and asked me to see where I lived so that she would feel settled about the kitten living with us. She also set on going to their house. I know I should have just dropped it. At the time, I thought nothing of it. So I sent them a video. We set up a time and the next day to meet. Next day came. I wasn't going to take my fiancé, but he insisted on coming with me because he wanted to be my protection in case, since Craigslist is sketchy. I agree. So we drove 2 hours and 30 minutes on our way there. And as we were on our way there, I was texting this girl that we would get there on time, and she responded, great, see you then. We arrived at the home, me in the driver's seat, my fiancé in the passenger seat with my window down. I texted the girl and I got no response. I called and no response. I ended up calling 5 times and texting in her course of an hour and no response. Went up to the house and knocked on the door. Nothing. There was a car in the driveway, but no response from the number of the door. We got there at 6:30 and waited until almost 8. Nothing. The neighbor came out asking what was wrong, and I said, I'm here since I inquired about a kitten. I said, yes, it was an ad on Craigslist, she said. No one has kittens in this home, though. I showed her the ad and she said, oh, I know them. They are very sketchy people and they don't own any cats. I just helped them move their furniture yesterday. So I said, well, on their ad it says they have to get rid of their kittens since their new place doesn't allow pets. So the neighbor said, that's impossible. I have a dog, so does the next door over. I immediately found this creepy and assumed the neighbors was also in on something since it was too creepy and I was feeling anxious. I thanked her and left. along with my fiance. Literally immediately when we pulled out of the street, I got a text from the girl saying, "I'm just now getting your messages. Something must be wrong with my phone. Did you still want the kitten or no?" I didn't answer, and we headed back home. What I don't understand is they didn't get any money from me, but they asked me to show up not knowing I would be with my fiance. I had a bad feeling about it, but what did they want from me? Now, you see, I'm going to put my input since I don't see a lot of Let's Not Meet say this. Uh, I think it was smart bringing your fiance, even though you didn't want him to show up at first, because you should never go to any place alone, especially unknown. I think it was dumb that you showed them your home, because now they know. Oh, hopefully that you didn't show them like a Google Maps, only the inside of your home, so they know a general gist. Now, I do think they were planning to kidnap you or rob you to some degree, but you showing up with your fiance scared them, and they caught them off guard. Something I don't think is you saying that the neighbor was in on something, so you left. Because he did warn you. If he was in on something, he would have not warned you. But he did. He gave you a fair warning. You got out. That was the deal. But you still assumed bad of him, and I don't think that was the correct option. Now, I did just check, and she never gave them their home address. Okay. And just did a bit more, and she did end up getting a kitten. She ended up getting a kitten from a nice lady that did not practice any cruel actions. So you do not have to worry, guys. Last one. 3 Craigslist stories. I will. 3, let's not meet again. Should we read? Creepy Shafir? Was he gonna murder me? Someone followed me and chased me and my friends in the woods? My stalker was watching me closer than I thought. Oh my. Oh my, that is... So, my stalker has followed me closer than I thought will probably be a video on its own. Because that is long. And I like that. So, maybe you can get ready for Friday. Someone followed me and my friend home. Yeah. It's long, but not as long as the one I mentioned earlier. Like, it was long, and I'm gonna appreciate, like, reading that. So, this one's about, obviously, somebody being chased and getting their friends and them and their friends from the woods. Here we go. Also, by the way, I hope you like the fire in the background. And you see, I didn't know what to play, because usually people have, like, the text appearing in the background, but I'm not yet that advanced. So I just hope you enjoy the fire in the back. Okay. The fire is brought to you by Cat Trumpet. Link in the description. This happened about 5 or 6 years ago. 5 or 6 years ago. Me and my friends were freshmen in high school. We frequently went into the woods near our school that had some abandoned structures. Sometimes we went in there to smoke, graffiti, or just otherwise explore. It was always a pretty fun time on a fall day. After school, we decided to go exploring in the woods. Okay, it says woods, but it says wards accidentally. He did a typo. Okay. As we usually would. For the first 10 or 15 minutes into our adventure, everything was normal. Then eventually we came across a tree and had a dagger sticking out of it. I immediately got a horrible feeling. One of my friends, Nathan, went over to the tree and took the dagger out. And sure enough, it was 100% real. Not exactly sure what I was thinking, but part of me was hoping it was some sort of gag toy. We all kind of looked at each other, a little weirded out, but didn't think much of it. Maybe thought someone left it there because we came to mess... Left it there because... Oh, before we came to mess with whoever came across it. That's what we were all hoping for. Nathan put the dagger in his backpack and went off with it. It wasn't long after we came across the tree that things started to get weird. I was the first to notice it. There was a man in all black following us, keeping a good distance away. He was always to the right of us, hiding behind some trees. From what I could see, he looked to be an average height, from a man wearing a black hoodie, black jeans, and black boots. I wanted to leave the second I saw him, and when I told my friends that I had seen, I didn't think any of them believed me. They just kind of laughed it off. Either they thought I was seeing things or thought someone just messing with us. They didn't feel very threatened by it. Not a good choice, man. By the time we were about 40 minutes into the woods was when they finally saw him. This time he was a lot closer, about 30 feet away from us. Still couldn't make out the detail about his face because he had his hood on and his head down, although I could see he was wearing a white t-shirt underneath his hoodie. The fact that you guys let him get that close to you, you only saw him 40 minutes into it, even though one of them kept... I'm just sorry. If my friend would have told me they saw something, even if I laugh it off, I would have been paranoid, thinking that, well, something's going on in the background. We kept at pace, and for a minute or two until we heard leaves crunching and sticks breaking behind us. We turned around, and there he was, trailing us. We started running, and he starts chasing us. I was the one behind the group, so the man was closest to me, and I could hear his heavy breathing, and that's how close he was to me. An arm length away. We picked up our speed, and I thought for sure I was gonna pass out because I was fairly out of shape. Luckily, we made it out in about 25 minutes. Oh, nice. Stopping once or twice to catch our breath. When the man wasn't in sight, once we all were out, we just kind of looked at each other, trying to figure out what the hell just happened. We didn't talk about it much after it. I didn't think any of it. I'm sorry, he just butchered it kind of all this. I didn't think any of us wanted to think about it for too long. Looking back at it now, we probably should have reported it to the police in case that man tried to hurt any innocent kids going into the woods. He keeps putting words. But unfortunately, the thought didn't cross our minds. I don't know if the man was the one who placed the dagger in the tree, or if it was there, and honestly, I don't want to think about it. I don't know why he was there and what his intentions were. I'm just glad we got away, and I hope he hasn't hurt or tried to hurt anyone since. So the man who followed and chased me, my friends in the woods, let's not meet again. I'm quiet because I'm reading some of the comments right now. A lot of people are saying maybe the guy just wanted the dagger back, and if it is his. I mean, I'm just saying he could have talked if he really wanted the dagger back, unless this is some shonen anime where the guy's really like antisocial and just wants his dagger back, but he just got robbed by a bunch of teenagers in the woods. And I'm also a teenager, so I don't want to say that guy's spelling's wrong, because I know I can spell terribly, but I can spell good. So I'm just gonna say, good job. And the OP did say later on, by the way, I'm not saying his name because it's not monetized. No, wait. It is monetized. Never mind. I was reading the wrong one. It is Alex CC322. And they are thinking that maybe the guy did want his dagger back, or that it was stupid of Nathan, his friend, to pick up the dagger and put it in his backpack because it could have been used for murder or something else, and I agree. Now, I won't lie. Going into the woods is now my thing. Maybe if I was with a lot of friends like this guy, but by myself, never. Now, being chased by somebody as a person with asthma and very unathletic, I would die. I would simply die. I would be chased and murdered. So, that was that story by Alex CC22. Let's not meet again. Hope you like this type of video. If you don't, say it in the comments. I already know one of my friends who watches me is gonna unsubscribe and resubscribe hopefully later on, because he does not like Reddit videos. But hey, I just want to do what people find happy, and if I notice more people enjoy this, I will do more of this than gaming. But I don't want to become a sole redditor, because then I'll be upset, because that's not what I want to be chained down to. I see a lot of people get chained down to a niche and then stick to it forever. It's not good, because if that niche starts dying, you don't have a backup plan. So that's why I want to do Reddit and then do gaming on the side, or do gaming on the side if people enjoy that, and do do gaming as a main and then do Reddit on the side of people. It just depends what people enjoy more in my channel, but I will always have a second group. And if I ever get big enough where I need a second channel, I already have one pre-made. So yeah, hope you liked the video. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, or I hope you made it this far, because just watching the first minute really messes with my demographic. Not my demographic, my recommendations and my analytics. And most of my videos only get an average of 0.9 videos. So if you made it this far, thank you. Thank you very much. I like all my subscribers, and I will always have a place in my heart for them.